Colapinto exploded against Drive to Survive and had to delete the message. Not even 5 seconds after, the Argentine driver expressed his frustration with the popular Netflix series that showcases the best of Formula One's season. Franco Colapinto and social media are a particularly unique topic. The Alpine driver causes a stir on digital platforms, and although his posts are striking, he stays true to his style and presents original messages. However, many times he has to delete them due to their content. This happened this Tuesday on his X account, where he wrote while watching the new season of Drive to Survive on Netflix. The Formula One series, which has been running for 7 years on the streaming platform, is gaining a lot of popularity. It was expected that the Argentine driver would be included in the review of the 2024 season, as he participated near the end of the season and caused quite a buzz in the category. However, there's practically no footage of Franco Colapinto in the new episodes, which surprised both the fans and the driver himself. I'm watching the latest episodes of Drive to Survive, and how did they mess it up? Not even 5 seconds do I appear. Not 5 seconds. Why were they filming me so much? Said the Alpine newcomer for the 2025 season. As happens with many messages on his X account, formerly known as Twitter, he had to delete it just minutes later. Nonetheless, some people managed to screenshot it and discuss what the driver had said. It's worth noting that from the trailer, there were very few moments featuring the Argentine, and he only appeared on screen for a few seconds due to his crash during the Brazilian Grand Prix. However, during his time in Formula One, cameramen and the filming crew followed the young driver from Pilar very closely. Still, they didn't publish all of that recorded material. Additionally, Netflix had provided the list of drivers and team principals participating in the 7th season of Drive to Survive before the premiere, and the absence of Franco Colapinto was noticeable. Netflix showed a conversation from Alpine that gets Colapinto's hopes up. He replaces Duhan. However, a scene in the series makes the Argentine hopeful about his future and the opportunity to take Jack Doohan's seat in Alpine's main lineup. One episode shows the arrival of Flavio Briatore to the French team, where he serves as the main advisor. In one episode of Drive to Survive, a serious conversation between the Australian and the renowned businessman is shown, where Briatore says, "I control every millimeter of you." The rumors of his departure are constant, especially since he has 5 guaranteed races in his contract. This means that if he doesn't achieve the expected results, he could be replaced quickly, which would give Franco Colapinto a chance to return to a Formula One car. Moving on to the next story, what needs to happen for Franco Colapinto to race in Formula One? This weekend, the Argentine will be in Australia for the start of the Formula One season, but he won't be part of the 20-driver grid that will begin the year. This weekend is not just any other weekend. After a little more than 3 months of competition, Formula One will kick off its 2025 season with the Australian Grand Prix at the Albert Park circuit in Melbourne. The 20 drivers and 10 teams with their respective crews are preparing the final details before the start of the sports year in Oceania, and the expectation worldwide is massive. Both in Argentina and around the world, there is much uncertainty about what will happen with Franco Colapinto at Alpine. The former Williams driver joined the French team in January of this year, with the goal of returning to the top category faster than those led by James Bowes, with Pierre Gasly, and the rookie Jack Doohan, whose seats in Formula One are confirmed. Alpine will begin the season with these 2 drivers in Melbourne, unless something unexpected happens that prevents one of them from racing. In that case, Franco Colapinto would take the vacant spot in the Grand Prix, as he's the first of the 4 reserve drivers in the team, and he will travel to Australia with the team. So the only way for Colapinto to race this weekend is if either Gasly or Doohan faces a health issue that prevents them from participating, or some last-minute problem arises. Australian Grand Prix schedule in Argentina time. The Australian GP will kick off the 2025 Formula One season starting Thursday, March 13th, with the first free practice session and ending with the race on Sunday. Next news. Alpine delivered the worst news to Colapinto before the start of F1 2025. The French team promoted one of its academy talents, who has been competing in Formula 2, Who is it? With the confirmed duo of Pierre Gasly and Jack Doohan for this Formula One season, Alpine announced in December that Paulo Aron would be the reserve driver, sharing the role with Ryo Hirakawa and Franco Colapinto since January. With 3 drivers in this role, it was expected that no more announcements would come in this regard. However, the French team surprised everyone this Tuesday by presenting a 4th reserve driver, Mining, the 24-year-old Indian driver, who is part of the Alpine Academy. He has competed in Formula 2 for the last 2 seasons, one with Campos Racing and another with Virtuosi, where he was Gabriel Bortoleto's teammate last year. According to the team from Aston, Mining will continue to compete in F2 in 2025 with the DAMS team, but will alternate with Formula 1 testing and reserve driver duties. This way, the Indian driver will have the opportunity to get in a Formula 1 car for practice with previous cars, just like Colapinto did with the A523 in Barcelona before pre-season. Like the Argentine, Aron and Hirakawa will also rack up hours in the simulator, which will allow them to measure up against their peers, with the hope of climbing into Formula 1 in the near future. Regarding this news, May shared some statements in the presentation published on Alpine's website. Since joining the Alpine Academy last year, I've been incredibly well received by the whole Alpine family, and I'm grateful to Flavio and Oliver for their continued support. I'm looking forward to spending more time on track with the Formula 1 cars in this role and continuing to develop what I've already learned with the team in 2024, said the driver, who also warned that his focus will be on the F2 Championship. Alpine's plan with young drivers is clear. Pierre Gasly is the only experienced driver Alpine has after Esteban Ocon's departure, as Jack has only 1 race under his belt, his debut in the Abu Dhabi GP in 2024. However, the Australian has not shown good performance so far, which is why the French team is preparing to have options to replace him if necessary. This explains the arrival of Paul Aron, who finished 3rd in F2 2024, and Franco Colapinto, with 9 Grand Prix of experience in the top category. If you add Ryo Hirakawa and KZM, it's clear that Alpine is looking for alternatives, but it is also betting on talent development for the future, especially since Gasly has a contract until 2026. They also highlighted the commercial impact Colapinto has had on Alpine, something that could be decisive for his promotion to a full-time seat. The popularity of Colapinto, in a country that lacks Formula 1 drivers and hasn't had a Grand Prix since 1998, generated significant commercial interest. Moreover, a key piece of information about the financial contribution of Colapinto's Argentine sponsors was mentioned. Last year, insiders from the paddock suggested that Colapinto's commercial sponsors were contributing $500,000 per race during his brief time with Williams. The Italian publication, Gazzetta dello Sport, which has good connections, reported that Williams received $34.4 million from Alpine for this multi-year deal. The Argentine sponsor group backing Alpine has grown. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the latest updates on Formula 1.